Jesus Christ, really?
Don't forget to become a member of UnrealEntGaming's Patreon for exclusive manga content and early access. Isn't that right, Seth?
I already joined his Patreon today. Tons of great stuff on there, actually. But did you really have to blow up the city?
Yes.
Blew up the domino. You blew up the dominoes and you're laughing. Do you realize the f***ing crisis here?
And you will be next. Unless you subscribe, like the video, and turn on notifications right now.
Or else what? You'll aggressively scream another man's name for several hours?
Kakarot! Kakarot!
Well, I'm afraid that the overall situation here has now gone from bad to worse, especially with Tekira as Goku's upcoming opponent. I can only hope that Goku uses every bit of knowledge that he gained through training with me to hold his own in this fight, if he hopes to win. But I also don't believe that Tekira wanted to tag in from out of nowhere simply due to it being a coincidence either. Well, I hope you win and beat him, Goku. Because without a rematch clause for you to use in case Tekira were to win, would that only result in your untimely and unfortunate destruction?
Our story continues with Primal Ultra Instinct Goku now gearing himself up and getting ready to battle against the second strongest in the multiverse, Tekira, as with Goku now going as far as to put into question as to what Tekira had just told him. It was only just before the two were then shown engaging where Goku went on to respond, "To awaken the angel side of my power by undergoing a celestial metamorphosis." Well, I don't know what it is that you're talking about exactly, but it's clear to me that you are able to see something that I don't, Goku says. But whatever that may be is something that I guess we'll have to come across when we get there, because what you currently see on the surface is my all, Tekira, and whatever it is that you are looking to draw out of me isn't something that I'm all too concerned with, because my main focus is to beat you by any means, and that's exactly what it is that I plan on doing, with Tekira responding, "Your naivety only goes to show that you still cling on to the limitations of this mortal form without even realizing that there's something else beyond it. And as impressive as this primal power of yours is, you have grown too complacent, content with your current level of power without seeing the bigger picture. But, needless to say, I am only interested to battle you solely due to what I see," Tekira continues. "And if what I assume to be true does not come into fruition, then I will finish you off and be done with you for good. Your failure to evolve beyond this primal power will be your undoing," as Whis went on to then further address the Grand Priest then by asking, "Tell me, Grand Minister, Tekira is aware and has seen what we've seen come from Goku too, hasn't he?" "Yes, in fact he knows," the Grand Priest responds. "I assume that the mortal truly hasn't been made aware of the level that goes beyond Ultra Instinct. If he fails to find a way to match Tekira in battle without evolving, then his defeat is without a doubt inevitable by the very end of all of this," with Whis responding, "And so based on what you've seen along with everything that you already know and the mastery that you have over Ultra Instinct, what do you think that Goku will need to do in order for this to come true?" with the Grand Priest responding, "Well, the most important thing to make note of is that Son Goku was not born an angel, and being an angel is not a state that can be attained through training or sheer willpower. However, even though he could never know what it's like to be an angel, does not mean that he doesn't have the ability to reach higher levels of angelic power in allowing for him to dwell as one. Being immortal grants those the gift of growth, change, and the ability to transcend one's limitations into reaching new heights," the Grand Priest continues. "But to assume the mantle of an angel's true power, relative and comparable to the 12 angel attendees who watch over the multiverse, would require for Goku to fully eclipse his mortal existence. There is a reason on why the 4 who rank under me are unable to grasp the true nature of what Ultra Instinct is," the Grand Priest continues, "and that that is because their spirit is not where it needs to be in order for them to reach such levels, with the closest being Tekira, but even he does not have what it takes to maintain a calm spirit. Goku, however, does. The first of his kind, in fact, to reach such power, which is likely why Tekira has taken an interest in Goku. It's his potential and the nature of his warrior spirits that has piqued everyone's attention. Goku will need to synchronize both his energy and his spirits with the flow of the multiverse, channeling its boundless potential beyond just the physical realm and elevating his mind, body, and spirits into a higher realm of existence, the realm of the angels, to which as soon as Tekira was now shown emanating a strange glow around his body, Goku had immediately gone as far as to notice something very unusual, as Goku from there went on to respond, "What an enormous energy. It feels like his power is constantly shifting, making it difficult to pinpoint the nature of his true strength. Almost multi-dimensional in a way," Goku continues. "Yeah, there's no doubt that he's concealing himself, but I can't chance it," with Goku then shouting, "Well, if it's alright with you, Tekira, I'll go ahead and make the first move here and see what comes out of it. So you ready? By all means, son Goku, go ahead and try as you'd like, and I will show you on why none of it will matter," with Yoshito chiming in, "Well, you're in for it now, Goku. You better hope that whatever you do here works, cause you're finished here," with Goku gearing up and having to unleash his first attack, with Akuma responding, "I refuse to accept any other outcome that comes from this if Tekira doesn't pulverize the Saiyan into the ground. Oh, the difference between them is already made clear to us, so the odds of this Saiyan pulling out of this with a victory are 0, and everyone knows it. Oh, he knows that if he can't outmuscle and overpower his way to victory," Budo went on to then chime in, "that he's going to try to either throw Tekira out or make him submit, which isn't going to work no matter how badly he tries to make it happen." "Yeah, well, unlike the two of you," Yoshito responds, "the Saiyan didn't beat me, so I'd start taking bets here if I were you, cause this one is going to be very entertaining to watch." "Fine," Goku then quickly went on to respond, "then stay right where you are and don't move, Tekira." To which seconds later, the moment we then see how Goku had gone as far as to unleash a barrage of invisible force punches directly towards Tekira was when Tekira then went on to respond, "As I thought you would. None of these will work against me. I know what you're trying to do because I can already see into what your next move is going to be before you go ahead and make them, Goku. Getting me to take the bait you've laid out will only ensure your destruction in the long run," Tekira continues. "I know you're looking for a weakness, but you won't find any," with the startled Goku responding, "Wait, so it's really true? He could really read into what I'm going to do before I do it? Oh, well, that's not good. His foresight ability will likely disrupt my usual battle strategy, which means that I'll have to think of something else, and fast, too. Let's see how many more of those he can take before I can get him to make a move, so that way I can study his fighting pattern," Goku says. To which upon Goku now being shown having to increase his speed ever so more, that was when Whis went on to chime in, "And I see what Goku is trying to do down there, but he's also leaving himself wide open for Tekira to attack, which is something that he must not allow to have happen, especially not now. Oh, stay focused," with the Grand Priest responding, "Well, even though Goku's battle with Tekira will by no means be an easy one, Tekira's foresight ability comes from the culmination of his wisdom, battle experience, and heightened sense of perception, allowing for him to see almost everything unfold before it even happens," the Grand Priest says. That, of course, and many other things that wait for this Saiyan, to which upon Tekira now being shown having to tank each and every single one of Goku's attacks, it was only just as he was now shown doing so where Tekira went on to comment, "You aren't going to get very far like this if you expect to find any sort of opening for you to exploit, Goku. While your Ultra Instinct grants you incredible reflexes, my foresight and anticipation abilities encompass a much broader spectrum of perception, leaving no room for you to do anything that will help save you unless I allow for it to exist," Tekira continues. "These attempts of getting me to break are as pointless as your efforts to fight me while solely relying on your current power. That ring that was displayed briefly during your battle against Yoshito, that is the power that I want you to use," Tekira continues, "because anything less than what I saw will get you nowhere. Now stop that," Tekira went on to address Goku by telling him, "You are only starting to annoy me the longer you continue to rely on such feeble attacks as your crutch, Goku." As it was from out of nowhere upon Tekira now being shown grabbing onto Goku's hand before Goku could even process as to what he had done. Even the others who were shown having to spectate this battle had gone as far as to address the issue with Akuma having to chime in. Did the three of you just see what Tekira just did? Not only did he move right into grabbing the Saiyan's arm to stop him from attacking, but he did it in such a way that the mortal didn't even see him coming, with Goku having to then ask, how were you able to move that fast? I couldn't even track your movements before you grabbed me, with Tekira responding, you should really stop talking and concentrate more on drawing that power of yours out while I'm still giving you the chance to do it, son Goku. Oh, so what's Tekira on about? Yoshito went on to question. Why does he care so much about whether or not the mortal has more power to him or not? It's a little strange. Oh, it's likely due to the fact that Tekira has never been challenged by a mortal like the Saiyan before, Akuma went on to chime in, and so he likely wants to get as much out of this while he can to see if Goku is worth the fight or not. In which upon that very moment, as Goku is now shown winding his leg back right before having to initially go for a kick, that was when Goku then went on to shout, oh, not a chance! There's got to be some kind of way to break through your guard and beat you! There are none, Tekira went on to quickly respond, and I'm starting to wonder on where that power of yours is that I'm looking for if it hasn't revealed itself against me thus far. Perhaps the reason on why you haven't used it yet is because you'd need to be in dire circumstances in order for it to manifest onto the surface again. He didn't even flinch, Goku went on to quickly respond. Well, whether this power that you are looking for comes out or not, my determination knows no bounds, and so I'll keep fighting you until the very end, no matter how hard I'd have to try. But then, it was only just within the moment as Tekira went on to quickly respond by kicking Goku in the stomach, where Tekira then went on to respond, then you'll die trying, son Goku. You may have surpassed countless enemies in your past, but against me, you are simply outclassed in every possible way. You were able to make it this far in your life as being someone who was able to overcome the odds, but I am unlike anyone that you have ever faced before, Goku. And so now maybe this ought to be what opens your eyes. To which within that very moment, as Tekira's one singular kick was now shown being so effective that it not only had gone as far as to cause Goku in flying out into the distance, but even while he was now shown doing so, that was when Yoshito went on to shout, whoa! Bullseye, baby! Oh dear, he's headed towards the void, the Grand Priest responds. Oh, Goku, no! Hurry and pull yourself together before you are kicked out of the ring, Whis went on to then quickly shout, to which even despite Goku's very best in trying to do what he can to maintain himself within the ring, where Goku from that point then went on to respond, I can't stop it! What just happened? That puny little mortal is as good as done, Budo went on to chime in. The force of that attack is about to send him off the stage, with Yoshito chiming in, I tried to warn you, Saiyan, but hey, it's your funeral. Oh, come on, don't fall out. I can't stop it. To which the moment Goku was from that point then shown having to lose his grip and now making his way off the stage, where Akuma then went on to comment, and there he goes, up and out of the ring just like that. Good riddance, damn mortal. Oh no, I lost my grip on the stage! And he's out of there, Yoshito went on to quickly shout. Well, that was much faster than I expected it would go, but little did Yoshito know that Goku was in fact still hanging onto the stage, because with Goku now trying to assess on how he's going to approach Tekira, it was only as he was trying to figure out a plan where Goku went on to comment, oh, damn it, I have to hang on, I'm slipping, oh crap, I've got to go back in, oh, I've got to focus, he threw me off and I can't let him wring me out like this, I'm having trouble locking onto his energy after that, oh come on, there, I've got a lock, so now's my chance! But even then, little did Goku know that Tekira was already on the move, as Tekira went on to wind his fist on back by responding, you are running on borrowed time here, Goku. Your speed and power mean nothing when I can foresee your every move before you make it, Tekira continues. Your every move has already been seen and countered in advance, with Yoshito Yoshito chiming in, "Oh, this Saiyan's crazy and I honestly love to see it, but Tekira should just forget about trying to see that mortal's celestial potential and just end his life already, right? Am I right?" To which upon Tekira now being shown having to once again punch Goku directly in the ribs, there was seemingly nothing that Goku could have done now to avoid the inevitable from happening, as Tekira then went on to continue, "I already know where you'll be and what you'll do before you even try and do it, Goku." Well, this sure must be tough to watch, I'd imagine, the Grand Priest went on to chime in. Well, as good as Goku is, he just simply isn't ready for someone like Tekira, especially not like this, not without something more to help him. Oh, he deserves every bit of this for thinking that he could contest against the five of us, as primitive as this Saiyan is, Budo went on to then respond. "Well, I don't see that halo around his neck like I did before," Yoshito quickly went on to respond, "so I guess we can safely say that this fight is done. So should we head back to our respective worlds now or just wait a little while longer? What's the verdict here?" With Akuma responding, "Well, he's still squirming around down there, so the fight isn't over until Tekira says it's over, but I can only guess that Tekira is still trying to give this creature a chance to prove him wrong, except he won't. He's as good as dead," with Primal Goku then going as far as to now say to himself, "This guy is a nightmare to battle, and I think he may have broken a few of my ribs just now, but I don't understand how someone can be this strong, but no matter how bad the situation ends up being, I'll need to trust my training along with my instincts if I hope to turn the tides on this guy. Oh, which leaves me with no other choice," Goku says, to which upon Goku now slowly being shown getting back up, even despite his entire body now being shown shaking, that was when Goku went on to address Tekira by then telling him, "Alright, well, maybe you're a lot tougher than I thought you'd be going into this, which really baffles me since I'm already struggling to keep myself together here with what you just did, but I still want you to know one thing, Tekira. I've dedicated my entire life along with giving everything that I have to always fight for a better tomorrow. Whether it was for me or for the sake of others, I cannot let my efforts go to a waste," Goku continues. "Now, I'm not sure on what kind of power you're looking to get out of me here, but if there's one thing that I do know, it's that no matter what the situation calls for me to do, I'll do it. Even if it means giving it everything that I have in order to get it done," Goku continues. "I only ever wanted to test myself against the best, and I got exactly what I asked for when I met the four of you outside of the Grand Priest, but just know that even if my back's against the wall, I'm not backing down, and so if it's power that you want, then that's exactly what you're about to get, Tekira. I might still have a long way to go, but I'm not leaving this realm until I have proven to you and to myself on exactly why I belong among the best of you," to which upon Tekira now being shown sticking out his arm, that was when Tekira went on to respond, "As if you think that your Kamehameha will make any sort of difference in this battle, son Goku. Go ahead and put as much power into your attack as you like and fire, I won't move." To where it was only just as Goku was now shown charging up for a massive Kamehameha, where Tekira then went on to continue, "You have already lost and you haven't even realized it yet. I will break you, son Goku." To which it was only within that very moment, as soon as Primal Ultra Instinct Goku was from there shown firing off his full-powered Kamehameha directly at Tekira, where the Grand Priest went on to chime in, "Ah yes, Goku's signature Kamehameha technique. Yes, well, as impressive as this attack is, though, I'm not too sure if it'll hold up very well against Tekira here," as Whis went on to chime in, "Well, and as much as I hate to admit this, but I'm afraid that you are right. Goku will need to exert much more power if he plans to try and blast Tekira off the tournament stage." "And I second that, Grand Minister," Yoshito went on to then respond. "I mean, think about it, right? That Saiyan hasn't even had the chance to lay a hand on Tekira, so what makes anyone think that this Meha Kame whatever it's called attack of his is going to even work on Tekira? Not a chance here," with Budo then having to ask, "Oh, but why is Tekira just standing there and welcoming his attack like this?" To which within that very moment, surprisingly enough, as Goku's entire Kamehameha was now shown swallowing Tekira whole, where Akuma then went on to respond, "It connected." And Tekira didn't even bother to move out of the way or avoid the blast either, so what's he planning here? Wait, hold on, you don't think that the Saiyan is trying to force Tekira out by blasting him off the stage now, do you, Yoshito asks? "Oh, because, well, that's what it looks like he's trying to do." It's more than likely that he is, Akuma responds, but I doubt it'll work in the mortal's favor. Tekira would already know what the Saiyan is trying to do if his goal is to blow him off the stage here, as surprisingly enough, that was when Tekira went on to reach out to Goku by responding, I want you to know that no matter how hard you try and no matter what lengths you are willing to go to, you will never be able to overcome my power, especially not in this current state and especially not with that attack. With Goku then having to respond, what the heck? Where the hell is he talking to me from if he was caught in between my blasts? Now allow me to show you the difference in our powers, Son Goku, for daring to challenge a being that exists on a plane far beyond your mortal comprehension. Now watch and observe, to which from out of nowhere now within the middle of Goku's Kamehameha, there appeared to have been some kind of an invincible attack that was now making its way in striking Goku, as Goku then went on to ask, What is that? Your failures are proof of the insurmountable gap that separates mortals from gods, Tekira went on to then respond. Our strength comes through the knowledge we've gained through our experience in every single battle that we've waged throughout our time as the strongest, so will this be what triggers you into awakening this hidden power, or will you simply crumble under the weight of yet another failed attempt of besting a being who is far superior than you? I see what he did, the Grand Priest then went on to respond, and luckily for Goku, he was holding back as well. How is it that you find yourself on the very precipice of angelic power, yet your mortal boundaries are what's keeping you from fully stepping foot and entering into the realm of the angels, Tekira asks. You may have been able to fight your way into beating Budo and Akuma through traditional means, but you are still very far from surpassing them. And if you fail to surpass them along with Yoshito, then what makes you think that this primal level of yours will be any match for the likes of me, Son Goku? Your failure to halt my attack is what will seal your fate if you aren't going to transcend, Tekira continues. So now what are you going to do if the power that is required to rival me eclipses you, Son Goku? To which all of a sudden within that moment, as Goku was from that point then shown having to scream before collapsing on down to the ground, was when Whis went on to then shout, oh no, Goku's hurt and he's hurt bad. Oh, no matter how tough this gets, do not waver, Goku. Even in the face of adversity, you cannot afford to give up now, as Budo then went on to shout, oh, I oppose, just accept your fate already and die, Saiyan. Goku's power is starting to decline and fast, the Grand Priest then responds, and I'm afraid Tekira is simply too much for the Saiyan to contend with on his own like this unless he were to call for a lifeline. Tekira is a student of the game, as are the rest of the mightiest, only Tekira here is on a far different level altogether, to which upon Tekira now being shown having to look down on Goku, that was when Tekira went on to respond, is it all starting to make better sense to you now, Goku? I have seen this before. I have experienced similar pain just as you are experiencing right now before as well. Yet I don't see that ring around your neck as it was when you battled Yoshito. Why is that, Tekira asks? You should use this moment to gather your strength and strategize against me, only I would hope that you would do it while wielding that very power that I am looking for. But I don't understand, Goku went on to then respond. How can I transcend beyond my current level and unleash the true potential of Ultra Instinct if I already did what Whis had wanted me to do? I already combined the greater sum of both my angelic training and my Saiyan nature into creating one singular power, and so what more is there? You talk about this halo or ring that it appeared around me, but I didn't notice any changes taking place while within the heat of battle, with Tekira responding, you didn't notice any changes taking place because you were only tapping into the early stages of this hidden celestial power. To fully be able to use this angelic power, you must first delve deeper into the depths of your own consciousness, tap into your inner divinity, and go beyond the mortal realm which you currently dwell within now. You must synchronize your physical movements with the flow of the cosmos, further aligning your spirits with the celestial power of the multiverse in order for you to unleash your ultimate and true power, Tekira continues. But even now, I am beginning to question this, especially since thus far you haven't shown a single sign of evolving against me, despite putting up your best efforts in trying to stop me. Was I mistaken, Tekira questions? Was I wrong to see more within you than meets the eye, or do I still need to press a few more buttons battles in order for you to finally make this happen. When you lose, and you will have no more rematches to call for, so then what will you do when you realize that all of your efforts were for nothing? Oh, you just don't get it, do you? Goku then went on to quickly shout by lunging towards Tekira. No matter how powerful you are, I will still continue to fight until I find a way to win. Of course you will, Tekira went on to respond before having to grab onto Goku's punch. I'd expect nothing less from a warrior such as yourself. However, Goku, you will fail in the end, and it'll be all your fault as a result of it, Tekira went on to knee Goku by then telling him, perhaps I was mistaken to have assumed that you'd have the ability and the inner strength to draw this dormant celestial power out and onto the surface against me. And it's not because you refuse to do it, it's because you simply can't, Son Goku. That much is clear. You are an extremely fascinating creature, Saiyan. Almost to the point where I am beginning to wonder if you are the only one of your kind who is like this, Tekira continues. You are without a doubt the only mortal who was brave enough to want to contend against the five of us, even despite the several warnings that you were given to never proceed with such foolish intent to challenge us. And though I understand on why you wanted to carry out this request to begin with, was it worth putting your existence at risk for the sake of your foolish curiosity? I could dismember you on an atomic level, molecule by molecule, until there is nothing left of you but a distant memory in time, Tekira continues. And I commend your bravery along with your undying determination to never quit, but you'll need much more than guts and sheer willpower if you hope to overcome my power, Goku. Throughout my time, I was given the opportunity to battle against and train with angels long ago, far before your story was born. And just as it was with me, I had given you that same chance to show me that very power that you have lying dormant, but instead, you waste my time by limiting yourself to solely relying on this. You might have a noble heart, but the reality of your inadequacy will be what destroys you from within, Tekira continues. The gap in our power is so vast that your mortal aspirations will never be able to bridge that divide unless you are able to transcend into a higher plane of existence, Son Goku. And if you cannot produce the fight that I came here to get out of you, then you will be destroyed. As Budo from that point then went on to shout, what are you doing, Tekira? Who cares about this dormant power of his when you can be done with him now? Oh, why is Tekira extending liberties to him, Akuma then went on to ask. The Saiyan's failures only highlight the insignificance of mortals when staring in the face of celestial might. So, what more is Tekira able to see that is coming from him? As Yoshito went on to chime in, what more is Tekira able to see that is coming from him? As Yoshito went on to chime in, I don't know what the heck is going on around here anymore, but I gotta say, I haven't had this much fun since the days when I was kicking you and Budo around during our training. The combined nature of who you are as a Saiyan at your very core, along with the power of Ultra Instinct, is only but a mere glimpse of a much greater power that you have yet to comprehend. Prior to your battle with us, you were instructed to train with your angel in hopes of reaching such power to rival ours. Yet here you lie face down on the ground, incapable of grasping the magnitude of the situation that you are currently in. You continue to chase after greater levels of power, yet remain oblivious to the wisdom required to wield it. I only ever agreed to fight you so that I may see if you were truly worthy of being somewhat of an equal to us. And your lack of progress in truly evolving and entering into the realm of the angels only confirms your unworthiness to continue this any further, Tekira continues. This is going to be your one and only warning moving forward. Either stay down or be destroyed, as it was only right then and there now during that moment where the Beyond Dragon Ball Super story of the top 5 strongest warriors in the multiverse manga chapter number 52 special then comes to a close. Now, before anything else, just in case you guys are kind of curious as to the upcoming manga chapter, which will be that of manga chapter number 53, that manga chapter will be made available right now on my Patreon for all of my Patreon members out there to see. So if you would not only like to support the fan manga content that you see on this channel, but also gain exclusive manga coverage and access to so many other things, including my soundtracks, art, PNGs, and so much more, then I would highly encourage you guys to become a member of my Patreon today, patreon.com/UnrealEntGaming, to which I will go on ahead and leave those links located down in the description box below and pinned comment section below as well, because not only are we now about to set the stage in finding out what is about to take place involving Frieza and Vegeta, Goku and Tekira, especially with Tekira making note that he is only fighting Goku just to simply get the best out of him, in the fact that Goku is technically within the main canonical series known as being the first mortal to reach the levels of a god, quote-unquote Ultra Instinct. So if Tekira wants to smoke Goku, which at any point he can, then he wants to do it with Goku being at his absolute pinnacle. But the question here is, will Goku be able to do it? To which I will say this: it is coming, and it is going to come very, very soon. A lot sooner than you think. So again, I do want to thank you all so much for your patience. Thank you all so much for your support. Thank you all so much for your kindness and for your time. To which, as always, if you also just so happen to be new to this channel, then I also encourage you guys to head on over and smash that subscribe button. On top of giving this video a big fat thumbs up by smashing that like button down below, tune back in for more. And with all that being said, I want to thank you guys once more, and I'll be seeing each and every single one of you down in the comment section below and in the next video. Take it easy, everybody, and have a great day. Peace.
Hello. Did you know that you can stay up to date with the latest Dragon Ball content by simply subscribing to UnrealEntGaming?
Also, don't forget to follow on these social media platforms, you sexy son of a bitch.
Roshi.
Silent Cell, me and the fans are having a moment. That's right. I know what you want. Extra long, thick Dragon Ball content. Quality reviews with flawless editing. Yeah, you'd like that, wouldn't you? You dirty bitch.
Roshi, the fuck?
God damn it, I need them to subscribe, Cell.
And we're demonetized.
Yeah, screw it. Let's cut to the video.